I am fucking annoyed. I am so annoyed because let me tell you a story, or let me ask you something. You go to this fancy, high classy school to get educated in whatever you want to do for life, something useful, something practical, something beautiful. You pay your tuition, you pay all your fees and dues, okay? And then you expect that the teacher is going to teach you what you need to learn and then pass you. All fair, okay? So tell me why. I do the same thing. But my classes are online on the internet. I don't have to step foot in the school building. The teacher doesn't have to see my face, and we don't have to talk or interact. He just needs to write a note, upload some videos, modules, whatever you want to call it, on his little link for our study session, okay? And I had to watch the following modules and do the homework. But, sorry about the slap, I'm sorry. But, the homework that I had to do is on a different platform called fucking My Labs or some stupid ass shit where I had to pay $89 more to do my goddamn homework. Also, that $89 program is like for 18 weeks. If you want the whole 24-week, I'm assuming that's how long a semester is, it's gonna be like $120 or so. On top of the $300 I already paid. What? How is that fair? Oh my god. So annoying. So incredibly disgusting. Just disgusting. I got scammed and I am pissed. Oh my god, I am pissed. But anyways, this video is about schools and should we go to schools or should we college? Should we go to college or should we not? I could find one video about no college, I mean out of the millions, and one video for yes college out of the only one. And we are going to compare those two videos, and that's what we're doing on What I Don't Know About Things Will Shock You by Leisure June for today. And our background music, it's going to be Kafka's theme and Hutav's theme. And yeah, let's get right into the video. And also disclaimer, the following video was made before I had water and chamomile tea. So, I mean, I don't really sound that good, but you know, work in progress. Also, you see what chamomile tea does to you? Improves your eloquence, improves your voice, makes you feel better. And yeah, let's go. No more wasting time. Also, editing Moses here, I just remembered the videos he uploaded on his modules wasn't even him in those videos. He uploaded some YouTube videos and it was of some random white lady in like her middle 40s or something. And my professor is this like Hispanic dude in his middle 40s or 50s or something. Like, what did I pay for? What did I pay for? Oh my god, what did I pay for? I regret spending $300 on this stupid algebra class that I don't even need to graduate, but I need to take in order to take calculus because I need calculus to graduate. And not only that, for calculus, I need pre-cal. For pre-cal, I need algebra. What? Fuck you. Fuck you college system, fuck you education system, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you to whoever invented this system. Oh my god, I know for a fact that person is burning in hell right now. Not only burning, but getting tortured in all the hellic forms that there are. All the 9 circles, every day, every night. Oh my god, I know for a fact that for him, a day is like literally a million years long or something like that. You know, like, oh my god, a second, I hope for that person that a second is as long as a million years. And I hope that their sentence is a billion years long. They deserve it. They definitely deserve it. Anyways, now on to the video for real, for real.
College is a total ripoff, and if you don't believe me, students are spending between $40,000 to $200,000 to get a college degree, and over 70% of them don't even use the degree or apply the knowledge. Even Stanford University said that 75% of college grads don't end up working in a career directly related to their major. There is a total of $1.7 trillion of student loan debt alone.
Okay, so the first thing we learned is that colleges are rough because that's a lot of money for degrees people don't use. Now, I can give it to her, right? Or I can give it to the government or whatever, that yeah, people will get some useless degrees that they don't need. Journalism, communication, gender studies, etc., something you don't really need a degree for. I feel like that the only degree you ever need are like STEM fields, doctors, engineers, rocket scientists. I mean, I would argue if you actually need it for engineers and rocket scientists and everything, because you can literally just like shadow somebody and they'll teach you. Like, in the olden days, you had blacksmiths, take on apprentices, take on pupils who were like, this is how you beat a hammer, so you beat the hammer, etc. You get my point. Anyways, let's continue.
And it would take the average bachelor's degree holder about 10 years to pay off their debt, only to not use the skills that they learned. And this means that individuals won't finish paying off their debts until their mid-30s. I dropped out of college freshman year, right before the first semester ended, while everyone around.
Oh my god, literally the breaks I have taken between college classes. I feel you, girl. I also dropped out right after freshman semester, not even year. I took some gap years, I took some, AVI classes just to be fun, but continuing with the video.
Me was saying that I was making a poor decision. I landed a software engineering job that first semester, which is exactly what I was going to school for, by the way. I saved myself 4 years, and I want that for the people around me. And after having been through this, there's nothing more disheartening to me than watching people get sold on what obviously no longer works anymore, and then dealing with a hard time finding a job in the end. Our society is not how it was in the 80s, where it costed $1,800 to attend a public college and most were guaranteed a job. There were less people earning degrees, and you were considered a sharp individual if you had one. But the cost of a degree has increased by 1,200% since then, with a much lower success rate.
See, this is why it's a fucking scam. Also, I sound better because I actually drank some water, which I should have done before going on a rant. But anyway, see, oh my effing god. I've been saying fuck, I don't know why I censored myself, but oh my god. The scam. Why is it so expensive? And people say it's because of the loans and stuff. That's why you should not get student loans. Have you seen those TikToks? They're like, I'm not paying off my student loan debt. Y'all should have known better than giving an 18-year-old $60,000. I feel that. Thank God I am not in debt. Anyways, back to the video. Oh my god.
And because there are millions of graduates per year with limited opportunity depending on the industry, having a degree isn't as impressive anymore. Businesses want to see what makes you unique and what new skills you can bring to the table. And competition is at an all-time high, with the majority doing the same thing thinking they'll become successful. And this brings me to my next point that very few people think about. But a lot of our jobs are going to be replaced by AI. According to the McKinsey Global Institute, AI is going to replace between 400 million to 800 million jobs globally by 2030. And unless you are going to school for a high-demand skill that can't be automated, or going into a field that requires a skill that can only be taught in universities, then a college degree won't benefit you. So it's important.
Isn't that sad? Like, low-key? Because so many jobs might be taken by AI, okay? And those companies, they don't have to pay AIs like they have to do to humans. So what will humans do instead? We don't know yet. Honestly, I feel like if most jobs are taken by AI, right, things might go down in price, and that way humans can pursue more artistic, creative endeavors that they like. So it might be a plus. Let's just see how things go. I mean, we can always just kill ourselves if things get too tough. I should have not said that, but yeah. Continuing back to the video.
Important that we develop our skills in an area that brings a unique value, and unfortunately universities won't teach you those skills. So I'll make a separate video that goes into more details about AI, since this is an entirely different topic in itself. But people sleep on the fact that most things can be learned through reading, research, practice, and talking to people who are already in the field who can point you the right direction and share resources. So you might be wondering, why would the elite want us to go to college just to be in debt and work jobs we don't want to? Why is the system built this way? And why are they encouraging college degrees when it clearly doesn't work anymore? Well, Horseman and the Rockefellers designed the education system to indoctrinate our society and generate workers.
I know this one. I know. They say that Rockefeller funded the feminist movement, that way women could go into workspaces, because women weren't being, since they were like stay-at-home wives, they weren't being taxed, and therefore we weren't making enough money on half of the population. So government and Rockefeller, I guess, decided to fund the feminist movement. That way women could go into workplace and they could be taxed, and the children, since they could not be left alone at home, they would have to go to Rockefeller funded schools to get indoctrinated, to get brainwashed. Yeah, let's just say that. That is all I remember. I don't know what the brainwashing was for, what the propaganda was for. I honestly forgot, even though I saw it this morning, but she will tell us. I have faith. Let's carry on.
John D. Rockefeller said, "I want a nation of workers, not a nation of thinkers." And it's pretty.
See, isn't that fucking depressing? Oh my fucking god. Wow. A nation of workers, not. Who is Rockefeller? I don't even know. I thought he was a scientist or something, but now it seems like a president. You know what? Let's Google it. Give me 1 second. Let her continue, and I shall Google it in the meantime.
Genius if you think about it, and obviously it worked like a charm. Put people in 12 years of free school and impulse those kids during their prime years that college is important for their success. Then have them pay between $40K and $200K to spend another 4 years in school and graduate with skills that won't teach them life lessons, how to build businesses, and make a change in this world. Leaving them with skills they can't even apply, and 10 years worth of debt so that they have to work, no matter if it's within their field of interest or not. No time to sit there and think and come up with great ideas or...
Sorry, just found out. He was known for, according to Google, finding the Standard Oil Company, which dominated the oil industry and was the first great US business trust. Interesting. And he died May 23, 1937, because of arthritis, something complicated that I cannot pronounce. Anyways, let's carry on.
Question the system. Now you're in survival mode constantly and hyper-focused on your career. They say the average American can't even afford a random bill of $500 due to living check to check. People in a society like this are not at all a nation of thinkers and can't be simply because they don't have time for it. And then parents pay for college for their children, creating more debt for them. And this cycle just keeps you working so that you pay back money that wasn't really worth the investment to begin with. And most don't realize all of this until after they've graduated and the money was already spent. So you're essentially gambling your money and hoping for the best because your old school parents probably thought college would be the best choice for you, or because the school system told you so. But don't forget why it was designed in the first place. It wasn't for your well-being. And sadly, what they didn't teach is that opportunities aren't infinite. They must be created. I know that was a lot of negativity, but I want to end this video on a more positive note and bring forth a solution. And that is to develop high-demand skills. We need to start bringing more unique skills to the table and start more businesses. Businesses create opportunities, and we need more leaders. We need more innovators. We need more entrepreneurs to really drive change in the system, and we need to stop relying on the current system to treat us equally and provide equal opportunity, and instead recognize the power that we have as individuals and that we can in fact create more opportunities and rebuild new systems through the generation of smart innovators. Yes, the system can be unfair, but they did give us the right to create businesses of our own. Stop putting your kids in public schools to end up indoctrinated like the rest of us. When you understand that nothing in this world, not even the system, is really preventing you from creating those opportunities except your mind and lack of belief in yourself, maybe laziness, then you'll understand the importance of living by the change you want to see, instead of expecting change from the people around you. If you aren't willing to change, and there are 8 billion people on this planet who have that same mindset, then nothing's going to change. If enough people believe in something, others will follow. So let's set an example and share the knowledge.
Okay, so the quote reads, corruption in education leads to some people getting highly educated, and then these people, something... Nope, I still cannot see, but yeah, you can read the rest, or you can guess what it says. Anyways, I agree, right, that you should find your own talent and own trade out there. Like, I believe everybody has some sort of talent, whether you can see it like painting, singing, dancing, you know, building, etc., or whether you cannot see it, for example, reading people, or being a good massage therapist or cooking. I don't know that many examples. Anyways, oh yeah, understanding people, being an empath, psychology, some sort of those sort of things, or being good with working with your hands, etc., etc. But I also believe, right, uh, that public schools do provide kids with some sort of, what is it called, community in a sense, or like, some sort of social environment. But it's easily replaceable, like homeschool kids, they can also go to like other activities if your parents sign you up for like millions of activities, right? That way you are always busy doing something, or like, some sort of alternative tuition program or private school, something like that. But anyways, overall, she did a great video on this. Okay, this is why college is a waste of time and money. Let's just leave a like over here. But now we know why not to go to college. Okay, let's see somebody who is pro college, which is literally the only video I could find of why you should go to college. See, like even in my search bar, I have written you should go to college to find more, but this was the only one I could find. Everything else was saying college is worthless. Loki feel that like if you don't know what to do, first of all, don't spend your money on college. You won't figure out what to do spending 10 grand on useless studies, useless skills. Speaking of, let's go on a tangent before we get into this video. Why is it that if I want to be a graphic designer, I need to take English 1 in college, I need to take algebra in college, I need to take history in college? All of these random useless subjects like US history, you learn that in high school. What else are they going to teach you in college that is not about high school? English too, you learn that in high school. What else are they going to teach you that you did not learn in high school? Algebra as well. Why the fuck do I care what do I like the value of x Pythagorean theorem if I want to be a graphic designer, just for example? Okay, so useless, taking all your money. And thank God for Texas, we don't have gender studies over here, but I have heard other people complaining that they had to take gender studies as a necessary course to graduate in order to, do whatever they want to do, whether it's on computer, whether it's being an engineer, a doctor, what the hell ever. Why is it necessary? It's just more money taken from kids who have no money. Oh my god. Anyways, let's go to this next video by why you should go to college by this guy named Kyle. Literally, the YouTube channel is called Kyle. Also, the last channel was Chandlerknowsbest, and it is why college is a waste of time. 5 minutes long, but we made it to 10 minutes. Anyways, this one. Let's go.
It's very trendy to say don't go to college. Well, I'm here today to tell you that you should go to college. If you're not going to go, you better have a really good plan. You better have a plan to do something that is equally as productive. Like,
okay, to counteract that, right? If you don't have a plan, I don't think going to college and spending money on things is gonna get you the plan. I would say you rather get a part-time job working at McDonald's, working as a server, working, anywhere where you can get a job, and you rather do that. Or what would be best is like if you go to a trade school between 6 months to like 2 years trades, like maybe say electrician, plumbing, or massage therapy, or pharmaceutical, something like that, where you can actually make money even though like if you go to school or not. But those courses will actually help you, and like electricians, plumbers, pharmacists, they all make good money. So spending 6 months to like a year or two making all that money, or studying all that, and then making all that money will help you better in college rather than going in debt and taking student loans out. So maybe just like spend 1 year after you graduate, or if you get a job in high school, right, say at 16 or 17, save all your money until you're 18. Maybe just spend $100 a week from your paycheck, or like $200 max a month from your paycheck, right, on things like partying, fast food, going out with your friends. Because everybody, once they start making money, they want to do that. Let's just be realistic over here, okay? Once you start making money, you want to spend money on things you couldn't afford when your parents said no, right? So now you want to go and do those things. But it's so important to budget, okay? Like, just have a Cash App card. Cash App is free. Every time you get a paycheck, add like $20 to your Cash App card and be like, these $20 are all I'm gonna spend for the next 3 days or next week, depending on how good you are with money control, okay? And then let the rest go to a savings account, because I learned something recently about how, you know, if you leave money in your checking account, you are not making money on it. If you make banks will use your checking account money to invest it in other stuff, and rather than you investing it yourself. Something complex and detailed. That's what I learned. Okay, so that's why you should put it in a savings account or high yield savings account. And also, like, if you do that right, by the time you get to trade school age, or by the time you graduate, you'll at least have enough money for trade school. Anyways, let's see what he has to say.
Vocational school, like trade school, like an apprenticeship. All those things are great. But just because you heard some random online internet guru say,
don't go to college, drop out, and start your own business,
does not mean that's going to work for you. Most of the time, these gurus went to college. They even went to grad.
Also, just one more thing to add. Most of these advices are for people in the United States, because our college tuition is so expensive. If you have somewhere that's, basically free college, maybe like $2,000 to a whole year, or how in Finland you have free college, then yeah, definitely take advantage of that. Something like that, okay?
Graduate school, and they wouldn't be in the place that they are today if they didn't go to college. And there's no reason that you can't have a try starting your own business on the side along with going to college. And when I say go to college, I don't mean go to an expensive school, an expensive out-of-state school, and get any random degree, because a lot of degrees are useless. Because the reason you should be going to college is purely to get a job. It's for economic reasons. So if you're gonna go to college, do it the cheapest way possible. Go to community college for 2 years. It's cheap. In a lot of places, it's free. Live at home. Then transfer.
I am just learning that in some places community college is free. Why didn't I do that? Why don't they teach us this at school? Okay, first of all, they're like, oh, you wouldn't pay attention in school anyway. Like, babe, I am fucking 17. I am a teenager. It's not my job to pay attention. It's your responsibility to teach me whether I pay attention or not. And maybe then you can argue, why didn't you pay attention in school? Keep it interesting, and then people will pay attention. Don't blame the teenagers for this, okay? I hate those people who are like, well, you wouldn't have paid attention anyway, so why bother teaching you? It's not my responsibility. It's yours. You're the adult. You're the grown-up.
To a cheap state college. There's lots of options to do it the cheapest possible way. Work a part-time job. The problem with college is getting into massive debt. Avoid debt. Get a useful degree. The point of college is to get that certification that is going to open opportunities for the future. Because a lot of jobs, they require.
See, I agree with everything he's saying so far, right? But what people don't consider is human nature. Growing up, every movie, every TV show, even stories from like parents or whatever, they tell you college are the best years of your life. You need to have as much fun as you can, and like just drink, party, go out all night. I used to come in at like 4 a.m. and then wake up for class at like 6 a.m. and then we used to party till midnight or 3 a.m. and then we used to go to the movies or like go to a random shack. They tell us stories like this, okay? And that's what we want to experience, because oh my god, they had so much fun, so I want to have that fun too. But once you get to college, right, and you can afford to do all these things, you get FOMO. First of all, you see people who can afford to these things. That's why also you get FOMO. It leads to depression. Like most people, let's be realistic. If I would rather, okay, would you rather spend $100 right now on something you really want, you saw online, okay? Like say you're under 21, even if you are 21 or over, I still do this. I have impulses, but I'm 24. I should be able to control it, okay? Say you're under 21. If you saw a brand new game, Call of Duty latest edition, I don't know, I don't play Call of Duty, I play Overwatch, and you saw it for $100 only, and it's a lifetime purchase, okay? Would you do that, or would you rather spend $100 on investment that you cannot see immediately? Because Call of Duty, if I buy it right now, I can play it in 2 hours. If I invest $100, it's gonna take a few years for it to build and for me to see results. People, 21-year-olds and younger, teenagers, they don't have that start of patience and like attention span to really wait for years, because even they're always told like global warming is gonna kill you, the government is trying to kill you. Trump, if he gets voted, you're gonna get deported. If you're gay, you're gonna get killed. Biden, if he gets voted, you're gonna lose all your money. So what's your point? Hold your money, things like that. Things that are always depressing and always on kids' mind. And that's what we're always seeing through social media, okay? It's such a depressing world online, but let's continue.
Require that for career growth within the company. It opens doors. Yes, it is a piece of paper, but it's a piece of paper that shows that you're willing to stick with something for 4 years.
Okay, again, I would low-key, in a perfect world, yes, it makes sense. Like, you had a piece of paper that you chose to agree with, stick with, and that's why I should hire you. But honestly, the things he's saying, right, it makes sense in the 80s or 90s when going to college was like a fresh new thing. Like, that's what I hear everybody say. But today, the best advice, if you actually want to move up to your company, right, get a job, McDonald's, Taco Cabana, PF Chang's, any corporate job. It could be Kohl's, Walmart, Target. Just be good at your job. First of all, be good at your job. Work there 3 to 6 months. If you want to move up, tell your boss you want to move up. Or if you want to switch fields, tell your boss you want to switch fields. Because people are most likely to like promote from within a company than hire outside help, because they already know like how you work. So say for example, you are good at math, right? And if you tell your math teacher, hey, I want to try for calculus, or say you're good at algebra, and if you tell your math teacher, hey, I want to study algebra, and then there's this other random kid who is good at, let's just say, violins, and they tell this random teacher, hey, I also want to study for this calculus program. You both give a test, and you both get fairly good scores, okay? Same match. But the math teacher who's been teaching you algebra, they are more likely to pick you because they know how you learn, they know how to teach you, and they know it's gonna be easy working with you than a whole new person that you don't know. Same logic, just saying. Anyways, back to this video.
I know so many people that have made excuses of, oh, I'm gonna, drop out of college. And then they get stuck in a dead-end job, and then they start getting more and more bills, and it becomes harder and harder to re-enroll in college. So just start at a local community college. Make it easy. It doesn't need to be stressful. Just make sure you are enrolled and working towards something. The worst thing you can do is go to an expensive out-of-state school and major in something useless like women's studies or gender studies, and racking up hundreds of thousands in student loan debt. And in these degrees, they teach you that the system is a problem. So you just become basically a parasite in society.
That I totally agree with. If you get something useless, you're gonna end up useless. Just saying. But back to his point.
Because the only way that these degrees can make money is to get a master's and a PhD so they can teach other people the same useless garbage. It's literally a Ponzi scheme. That's how a Ponzi scheme functions. Now, those are all useless degrees. What you should do, again, it's a totally economic decision, is look up the majors that pay the most, that have the highest starting salary, and major in those. Major in accounting, major in engineering, in nursing, and things that are actually useful, not these Ponzi scheme useless degrees. Just look it up. It's a completely economic decision. Just
Again, I agree with it, like major in something useful, but also your first 2 years of college are gonna be all these useless classes. Like I said, math, English, history, social studies, basic IT, where they like teach you what right click and left click is. The stuff you already know and you learn in high school all throughout the years. All throughout your high school you learn this shit and knew how to go to college, spend 2 more years learning all this bullshit. I don't know why they do that. I mean, definitely I do it for many, but still. If you don't know what you want to do, right? If you don't know what you want to do with your life, don't go to college. Don't spend all that money. I'd rather like just save it, put it in a savings account, and like just let it collect up. Okay, that way you can decide in the future if you want to go to college or if you want to build your own business. Just like take some classes, like there's Skillshare that teach you, and then there's Google certificates that teach you a few classes. Literally thousands of free YouTube videos that teach you how to manage money, how to manage a business, how to do this, how to code, or how to give massage, or how to paint, how to make music, which apps you can use, which websites are helpful, what kind of sound products you need, what kind of system setup you need. So many videos to teach you so many things. But let's carry on, okay? Because I lost my.
Have a calculator of how much it's going to cost you after 4 years, maybe even plan for 5 years because sometimes it takes longer. How much debt are you going to get into? Or no debt? Avoid debt. Debt is a problem, not college. To help you
Total.
visualize how much college costs and the different options and how to do it the cheapest way possible and how much money that you can save, I made this Excel sheet. So let's take a look at this. So the most expensive option would be to go to a private school or out-of-state school where tuition is going to be very expensive yearly, times 4, and sometimes most people go to 4 years, 5 years, maybe even 6 years. So it may even cost even more. And then living on your own and then other expensive, it adds up very quickly. And we can see that, let's say you were going to pay this 30 years, how much you're going to have to pay a month. Again, this is assuming no interest, so it'd probably be even more. Is this much for 30 years of your life? That is a lot of money. So this is not a good option at all. No one should do that unless you have a lot of money. And then we have going to a state school, really expensive, cheaper tuition, housing. Again, housing is really expensive in America. This is still a lot of money. It's not quite as much as going to a private or out-of-state school, but it's still a lot of money to pay per month. So let's not do that either. And then we have this option where you go to a community college and you're able to find a local state school, but living at home, you're working a part-time job. This may not be a choice for everyone, but if you can do this, this is going to be extremely cheap. You could probably even pay for this yourself if you work full-time like a lot of people do. And then this is nothing. This is very affordable. And again, you could be in completely no debt because this amount of money to pay monthly is life-changing. Being in that amount of debt will cripple you for the rest of your life. So make sure that you're not getting into debt. So this is the best option. Or let's say that you live at home for the first 2 years, you go to community college, and then you go away, the tuition, and then the living cost. Still, that's very affordable. But again, you need to think about this. Have an Excel sheet and visualize how much money this is actually going to cost and if it's worth it. Futures.
Again, I totally agree with the chart, but it makes sense for somebody over 25 or 28 or like 40 to follow that chart and that course. Because again, teenagers, just because somebody is 18 doesn't mean they're a whole grown ass adult, okay? Just saying that. They are gonna want to spend money on what they can and what they want to. Like, somebody is turning 18, they want to do something that they are legally allowed to do now. Maybe go to a shooting range, maybe just go out to something, an over 18 place like a club or a strip club, whatever place. And then you turn over 21, you want to go drinking out for the first time legally to a club, nightclub. You want to experience all those things that they show us in the movies and TV shows and everything like that. You want to just live your life because for your first time in your life, you feel like you can afford to do the things you always wanted to do. And that's why so many young people spend so much money. And that's why these advices like this, follow this chart, go get a part-time job, use the part-time job money to save up for college. All of this is unrealistic. And also, let's not forget, people are in relationships. You want to buy presents for your partners. You want to go to expensive dinners and dates and everything. Just these little nice things every once in a while, and that bills also rack up. Then you have your streaming services, you have your entertainment, because mommy and daddy, they're not going to pay for Netflix or Spotify or Hulu and all that. And such, okay? But anyways, let's see what else he has to say.
Yourself is going to thank you. And at the 2-year community college, you can get an associate degree for transfer, and then you can transfer to a state college. You can transfer to a cheap college and get your degree done for as cheap as possible and avoid debt. Apply for as much financial aid as possible. For scholarships, there's lots of things that you should be doing, but the important thing is to avoid debt because
I agree with that. FAFSA, financial aid and scholarship. You should apply for that always. But never use student loans, especially if you don't know what you want to do for your life, okay? especially if you don't know what you want to do. Don't use student loans because you are going to go into all of this debt, don't know what you're going to use all this money for, and then you're going to stay stuck with $200,000 in debt when you graduate from school. And now the only degree you have is in like acting, communication, music. What is that degree gonna do for you? Nothing. Realistically, it's not gonna do anything. Hollywood isn't gonna look at you and be like, oh, you have an acting degree? All right, you're gonna be the next Johnny Depp. You're gonna be the next Scarlett Johansson. Be realistic, okay? If you have the money, go ahead, spend it. If you don't have the money, don't take debt. And also, all these skills like acting, learning music, communications, journalism, all of that are skills you develop over time, not by sitting in a classroom, but actually going out there and participating in the real world. Anyways, let's see what else he has.
The student loans are very high. They're usury. In community college, since it's a lot cheaper, you can change your major a bunch of times. I changed my major 5 times. You can try out so many different things and you don't have to worry about this huge financial burden. And the good thing is that even with something like an associate's degree, way more opportunities will open up. And you can try out working in lots of different jobs to see what you actually like, because the college degree isn't everything. It opens a door, but having work experience is just as important. And then
Okay, I would say you don't need a college degree to like try out in everything you want, okay? An associate's in medicine isn't gonna get you an engineering experience, okay? But I am just saying, if you work at McDonald's, if you work at Taco Bell, if you work at Costco, Sam's Club, Walmart, Target, etc., like big corporations, right? You can always talk to your manager to move up a ladder or move into a different field. So you can ask them like, hey, can I get a promotion after like a year? Or hey, if you're like stocking shelves, hey, can I go to customer service? That seems more fun. Or can I be a cashier? Or can I join the corporate world? You know, can I talk to the regional manager about joining something in the corporate realm? And that way they will say yes eventually, right? Somebody has to say yes. Okay, job hopping, honestly, I support it. I support job hopping 100% till you find something better, because all these resumes, they stack up. All these experiences, they stack up. Okay, your resume doesn't need to have all the jobs you hopped from, not all the 20 jobs you hopped from. Okay, just like 4 or 5 that look good, that you were the best at. Fake the time, everything. Not going to resume building right now. Mine isn't good, so I won't start there. But anyways, if you talk to your manager, be like, hey, can I move to a corporate position, something more desk worky? And most likely they are likely to say yes. Like, for example, right? My personal experience, I worked at P.F. Chang's and I started as takeout or delivery driver. People over there, they always got promoted to like server, and I also got to go to hosting, you know, while I was doing takeout, because I was like, can I try hosting? My boss liked my work ethic and she said, yes, sure, I'll train you there. I also asked her like, hey, if you're doing anything creative, can I be like a composer or like a director for it? And she's like, yes, of course. You seem like you have a good head on your shoulders. So yeah, just talk to your boss once you get a job, okay?
an associate's degree with a lot of work experience can make you even more than a bachelor's. But again, it's about getting those initial doors open. You cannot depend on your college degree alone. The reason you're going to college is to get a job. If you want to learn about something, just watch YouTube. There's so many YouTube videos if you just want to learn. College is about getting a job, but maybe you aren't interested in those things. So
that is 100% true. Like I said, you have YouTube videos for everything. College is to get a job, but I wouldn't say like, see, for data analysis, right? You don't really need a college degree, or like programmer analysis or technical support. You know, you have certificates, like Google has certificates for all of that. Am I too far away from the mic? I think I am. I'm like resting on my chair. But some things, like you need a certificate, just go online. I know Google offers certificates. I don't know how much do they charge, but let's see. How much do Google certifications cost? By the way, you'll like this. Makoto, hi husbando. Nice and pretty. Let's see. Online courses with certifications. I think it's. Yo, why the fuck is it so slow? Oh my god. There we are. Wow. Paths to jobs. Okay, never mind. Okay, we saw data analysis on that previous screen. Let's see. Finance, industry specials. Get started on course C. Enroll for free August 4. 1 month at 10 hours a week. Beginner level. Recommended experience. Well, we're not checking all that, but it's available in 21 languages, taught in English. Okay. Enroll for free, like it said, financial aid available. You know what? I'm just gonna do it. Let's see. Never mind. It's offered by the state of Illinois. Okay. But you get the point. It's free. Basically free to enroll. I don't know how much it's costing, but yeah. See, it shouldn't be that expensive. Okay, back to the video. So see, basically the point was you don't really need college for most of these things listed. I would argue civil engineering, that's what you need college degree for. Nursing, yeah. Chemical engineering, and then industrial engineering. Because IT, you don't really need a college degree. Like, I know 13, 14-year-olds who just play around on their computer and learn how to hack like big billionaire businesses, okay? I'm just saying, you don't need a college degree. You can just sit around and find out, yeah.
So if you are going to major in something like history, philosophy, some sort of social science, those normally require a master's degree. And you just need to come to terms with that. You can still do that in a really cheap way, but the reality is, in a lot of other majors, you're gonna need a master's degree. And again, the point of college is to get a job. Another disclaimer you should know is that walking into college, know that it's a propaganda camp. It is woke. It is completely brain dead. They're going to teach you exactly what to believe, how to think. It's groupthink. There's a lack of critical thinking skills. You are not going to learn critical thinking skills from your college professors. They're just going to teach you what to believe. Again,
see, this is why it is such a waste. Like, I don't want to go and get brainwashed about something I don't believe in, okay? And neither do you. Nobody does. Why waste your money on that? I would just say waste your money on things you like. That's a really bad advice. Oh my god, I am sorry. Waste your money on things you feel like are important to you and that you need, like basic life essentials, okay? Anyways, let's continue.
the only reason you're going to college is for the credentials. And just because you have to go to this propaganda camp doesn't mean you can't say anything. You should say stuff. You should speak out and speak the truth on your campus, because they are going to teach you, try and teach you, some dogmatic belief system.
Okay, I agree. I mean, I don't know if I agree with the speak out or not, okay? Because you see so many kids getting expelled just for saying, like, oh, but what about this white person who didn't do anything? Or, you know, what if this black person started it? Like, y'all remember that one girl, they were doing this protest, right? These protesters, one of them heard this white girl say something, and they completely misunderstood this white girl. So the white girl got expelled just because somebody thought that she said something, but she didn't do it. You know, I will try to find the video and I will try to link it, okay? But yeah, that is like so fucking fucked up and so unfair. That's why you need to be careful with your words where you are, and you know, you don't own the college, so they have no problem expelling you, keeping all the money they took from your tuition, okay? I'm just saying. And it's gonna be a waste of money for you. You might get blacklisted from maybe all the surrounding colleges, and like it's just a whole waste of you and everything like that, okay? Back to the video.
The only reason you're going is just to get your credentials, because the reality is you may not like that, but you basically need a college degree to succeed. For 90% of people, that's the reality. And they make you take lots of different classes in general ed, and I didn't understand this. Like, why do I have to take all these random classes? But it honestly makes sense, because they try and, I mean, traditionally they try and expose you to lots of different things. Like, I took lots of random classes, like Italian cinema, like philosophy of science, like women's psychology, like fashion, all of these things. I mean, they may not make immediate sense, but you may use it later in your life. A good example is that Steve Jobs, the founder of Apple, he had to take a calligraphy class in college. And he saw all these, cool writings. And that gave him the idea to have fonts on Apple computers. So it's little things like that that may not make sense in the moment, but they may actually be useful later in life. When an employer is looking to hire people, they try to weed people out. And that's why they look for people with bachelor's degrees, because they see that that person can stick with something for 4 years, for 5 years, versus a person with no bachelor's degree. We don't know how long they'll stick with something. Again, it's just a quick thing. It's a quick credential. It's a quick way to weed people out. And I'm not saying that a college degree is the only way to do that. I'm actually a huge proponent of vocational school, of learning a trade, of becoming an electrician, a plumber, a carpenter. Jesus was a carpenter. That's Chad work, and it makes you so much money. It's all about how motivated you are. You want to continue to learn and expand your skills, and you will stick for something even when times get tough. That is what an employer is looking for, and that's what a bachelor's degree or vocational training shows. The best time to learn a new skill, to go to school, to go back to school, to go to vocational school, to enroll in a coding boot camp is right now. The more you put it off, that's just doing a disservice to your future self, and it becomes less likely that you're actually going to do it. I know so many people who make excuses of why they can't do it, of why they dropped out because classes aren't in person, whatever it is. But then they get more hours at work, then bills start piling up, and that's how they eventually get stuck in a dead-end job where they're living paycheck to paycheck and they can never get ahead. So the best time to do it is right now. And if you're in a dead-end job right now, you can still go back to school. There's so many online options. At least
Okay, that I agree with. Like, if you know what you want, only if you know what you want. Just because you feel like, oh, I need to go to college, I don't know what I want to do, but I still need to finish college. Don't do that shit. It's just not productive. You're gonna end up anxious, depressed, stressed, because you're trying to focus on college. You're also trying to focus on work. You're trying to focus on not losing the house. All these bills just pile up. And then mentally also it drains you. Like, I agree what he said. You may end up with a dead-end job, but that doesn't mean you have to stay there, okay? You can always move up or you can always move out, especially if you are single and you're child-free. I believe if you're single and you're child-free, you are literally the most liberated person in the world, and you can move anywhere you like, except North Korea. I don't know. I would not personally, but yeah, you have so much freedom. No matter what age you are, like if you are single and child-free, there's nobody else relying on you. And I guess you could argue that your parents, but you can always just sign a paycheck, or you can just cash up them money if you're trying to give them money. And also, like, they are your parents. Like, they understand if you want to pursue your own future and everything. Like, that's what they put you in the world for. And if they disagree with this, and if they're like, you owe me shit, they're toxic, cut them out. Anyways, getting back to the video.
get your associate's degree. Your future self is going to thank you, but it all goes back to taking action right now. Don't put it off. Don't make excuses. Many people go to college for the wrong reasons, for emotional reasons. They want the glamour, they want the college experience, but that's how you end up in a lot of debt and screwing over your future self.
Again, that is true, right? But again, that is something that we are told to look forward to all throughout growing up. Like, why should I go to college? It's gonna be so fun. They're gonna be the best years of your life. You're gonna meet so many people. You're gonna get your degree. You know, it's important and you're gonna get your degree. Those are the only 2 points people give for a practical reason, okay? But everything else is about their nostalgia, how they felt over there, and who they're connected with, okay? Everything else has to do with their emotions rather than their logic. Yeah, the logical sets. They're gonna be like how much fun they had, you're gonna meet so many people, don't miss out on all these, so much freedom, everything like that, okay? There's a lot of emotional reasons people give you to hype you up to go to college rather than practical or logical reasons. So yeah, let's get back.
4 years of pleasure for being in debt for the rest of your life. Or you can do it in an economical way and your future self will thank you. Another huge benefit of college is that it buys you time to start a YouTube channel, to do an internship, to learn new skills, to volunteer. Again, the younger you are, use that time. It is so valuable.
I would disagree. I would say Again, if you're single and child free, all that time you have, you can start a YouTube channel. Doesn't matter if you're 20, 30, 40, 50. If you're single and child free, you can start a YouTube channel. You can take risks, you can fail. Nothing is truly over for you. Right? Like if you have kids, obviously you need to put them before everything else. But yeah, doesn't matter where you are in life. You don't need to go to college to again take risk and fail. That's just not practical. I would rather like make money right now and risk that money and fail rather than being in debt, or rather than spending money on college and then ultimately not finishing, or even then if I finish not using the degree because I want to switch careers, I want to do something new, something like that. Like you can take risk whenever you like. You can fail whenever you like. You can start a YouTube channel whenever you like. You don't necessarily need college, okay? But anyways, let's continue.
In high school, in college, because the older you get, the less time you're gonna have. Time is your most valuable resource when you are young, so do not waste it. And next I want to show you a clip from Jordan Peterson talking.
I mean, yes, time is your most valuable resource, but you are only as young as you believe yourself to be. Even if at 50 you can climb rocks, you can climb a mountain, you're young, okay? At 20, you cannot move out of the bed, you cannot get up, you're always slouchy. You're not young, you're old, you're dying. Like, what else? I don't know how else to say it. You're behaving like an 80-year-old who's dying, so yeah, hence you're dying at 20. Anyways, let's carry
About college, but this is a type of mindset that we should be listening to, not the mindset that says, oh no, don't go to college, all college is bad. No, listen to what he has to say.
Possible that college isn't for you. I mean, there's other things you can do that are productive. If you're a high school student and you're wondering if college is for you, one of the things I would recommend is choose as an alternative something equally or more difficult. And I would say to all of you, if you're ever facing a decision in your life, this is kind of a good rule of thumb, because you always have to ask yourself, is this not right for me, or am I just useless and lazy? And looking for an easy way out, right? Because some people are more prone to that than others. If you're not very conscientious, for example, you're going to be more prone to that sort of thing. But it's good to keep yourself in check. And so maybe you're not doing very well in your job, and you think, well, I should either do a better job at my job, or maybe I should find a new job. And it's hard to do better at your job. And so then you might wonder if your decision to find a new job is just an escape. But if the rule is you'll only escape to something equally or more difficult, or more challenging, let's say, then you kind of check yourself against your own temptation. And that's a useful thing to do. And so I would say, well, if you're a high school kid and you don't want to go to college.
Now let's recap everything that I just said. Go to college, but do it in the cheapest way possible, or go to vocational school. Do something that is going to further you in your career so you're not in a dead-end job. If you're in a dead-end job right now, it's never too late to go back and to get some training, education that can help you make more money. Maybe it could just be an associate's degree. Again, these things just open doors. It is never too late. I have seen 50-year-olds in my classes with multiple children who have had multiple different careers going back to college. They don't make excuses. They're working full-time. But again, it gets harder with age, but it is never too late to go back and to learn more. But you're going to college out of an economic decision to make the most money. You can learn skills on YouTube, what you're interested in. I don't think that's the point of college. Just go on YouTube if you want to learn about something. But work experience is also very important. So make sure you're getting that in college while you're doing it in the cheapest way possible. You need to be motivated, and no matter what you are doing, you need to be motivated and productive. And if you have any questions, I can answer them in the comments. I have a video about this on my other channel I made a few years ago if you want to learn more about the subject. I also had a good conversation with my friend John about college and career. So I think these videos, if you're a young person.
Okay, I think that was the end of the video where he just is doing a little outro promotion for his other video, which we are not going to look at right now. But anyways, this YouTuber was Kyle. I think he may have some other videos that are helpful. I think I'm gonna sneeze, I'm sorry. But his moral was that go to school, or go to vocational school, go to college and get a degree and get a job rather than staying in a dead-end job. I would say I kind of agree, but I would counter the opposite. Be like, once you get out of high school, if you don't know what you want to do, just go get any random job. You can literally flip burgers all your life if you want. McDonald's, start at McDonald's, work there, or start at Target, Walmart, anything that pays good, okay? And then you can always, always, always transfer to a McDonald's in Miami, McDonald's in Washington, McDonald's in Seattle, McDonald's in LA, and all of that. I'm sorry, I'm gonna sneeze real quick. Give me 1 second. The point you get, okay? It's just, it gives you places to travel. If it gives you an opportunity, go for it. But if you don't know what you want to do, don't spend your money on it, okay? If you want to go to college, just know what you want to go there for. And if it's something useless like gender studies, like he said, history, philosophy, something that doesn't actually give you a proper job or proper degree, then don't need to go there. And I would argue, right, go to vocational school right after high school. That way you can at least get a proper job. You can get like knowledge for a proper job that's at least gonna pay you good and let you like hop around places. I wish I did that, honestly, like just get some kind of vocational school experience. I honestly wanted to do massage therapy first of all. I feel like that would be a good stepping stone because I saw they make a lot of money, but my parents got in my head. Yeah, don't tell your parents. If you know people who get in your head about what you want to do, right? And if they make you second guess yourself, do not tell them anything you're about to do. Unless you are literally so conflicted that you have no other choice but to ask for advice, do not tell them. If you know what you want to do, don't tell them, because they're gonna get in your head and they're gonna confuse you and you're gonna be like, okay, never mind. I mean, I know it's coming from a place of love and concern, and like they're like, be realistic, get something more productive and helpful, but yeah, just if you know what you want to do, if you want to be an electrician or if you want to go to trade school for a year or two, don't tell your parents if they're going to make you question it and be like, no, you need to go to college. Just don't tell. Just be like, hey, I'm going to college. Just lie. It's that simple if you can drive, okay? But anyways, that is basically all of our message for today. And again, if you are single and if you don't have children, there is nothing stopping you. Literally, it doesn't matter if you're a guy or a girl. In the United States, there is nothing stopping you from going out there and pursuing what you want. Whether it's moving to a different country, some Islamic countries don't allow women or gays, so watch out for that. But Europe is always good. I know Spain is amazing. Netherlands. Which country has free college? I forgot. Let's see. Which UNTRY has free college? There's a mic in the way. That's why I have typos. Leave me alone, okay? So Kuwait, Lithuania, Norway, Panama. Damn, I didn't know Panama had this. One of my friends always goes to Panama every year. But anyways, you see so many colleges with free tuition. You can always move there if you're single and child free. And I think some schools even have programs to help you move. Just look into your school, look into the movement program. The YouTubers we watch today were Kyle at Orthodox Kyle and Chandler Knows Best at Chandler Knows Best. Anyways, they were fun videos, okay? But this is where we will leave it off for today. So, yeah, bye-bye, good night, pieces, spend money on what you want to, and don't go broke, don't go in debt. That pizza oven is not worth $2,000 and it's not worth for you going in debt. You don't need a pizza oven. You can just use a microwave, I guess, depending on the situation. And yeah, if you don't know what you want to study, don't go to college. Save your money, just save up. Also, I should do a video about finances one day, because I learned a lot and now I'm better at taking care of my finances. So yeah, thank you, bye bye, pieces.